And we are back. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekly astrology forecast with Astromadeus, coming at you today with a brand new energy, with all of this culmination point energy happening. We've got one final day of Uranus and Taurus, y'all. Raise your hand if you are ready for this change, for this shift, because we have been in this energy since May of 2018. Can you guys remember what you were up to in May of 2018? What kind of things you were starting? What was your focus toward, your energy? What were you doing? And over this 7-year cycle, you guys, of Uranus and Taurus, we've been working on our self-worth. We've been working on our level of deserving, our receptivity, our values, our morals, our possessions, our finances, our mindsets. And it's the last day of it today. So it's going to be an interesting day. Uranus rules unexpected change, movement, disruption, rebellion, surprises. But these things that lead us to a spiritual awakening, that lead us to an epiphany or an understanding that we're not always the ones orchestrating everything. We are very much so guided by spirit, by, our ancestors, our guides, whatever it may be, whatever your beliefs are. But this Uranus in Taurus transit has really activated our Taurus house in our chart. So wherever you have Taurus in your chart, for me, it's my 6th house. So it was a very daily work of what things need to evolve. What am I no longer aligning with, and that's not feeling, on my path. And so we're at this very, like I said, completion moment of Uranus and Taurus as we move into Uranus and Gemini on the 25th. So that's going to be a really, really big one. That's going to set us up for the next 7 years. Last year, we did get a preview of Uranus and Gemini. We had that from July to November of 2025. And that was, again, that preview energy of what are you doing? Are you committing to your communications, the messages you're sharing, your viewpoints, your ability to see things from 2 different sides and still truthfully come to your own understanding and your own viewpoint on it. Gemini is really, it's air. So we have this quality of intellect and communication and ideas and exchange. And we're already seeing that disconnect and detachment from the way that society has kind of put us to. We're seeing where is our relationship with the technologies moving forward, the way that we're sharing things, new topics. And, this is a big one. So I know for me, I have Mars in Gemini, 7th house, retrograde. And so it's activating my house of relationships, my house of balance, of harmony, of societal norms and expectations, hierarchies, of community, of, giving from a space of, true care and hospitality and, a lot of mirroring energy. So I know for me, it's definitely felt almost a little bit paralyzing because of all my 12th house. I'm just like, wow, it's so amazing to see this new perspective in relationships and how we show up for them and how we communicate. And so that's been a really big one. I have a little reading I wanted to read you guys from Planets in Transit, one of my favorite books for just deeper understanding the current transits we're going through and how to apply them to your chart. So we've got Venus conjunct Uranus. This was exact yesterday, but we're still in that loose conjunction right now. And Venus has passed Uranus. So we're feeling like, okay, things are settling down a little bit. We have the moon in Leo today. So we're feeling like our confidence is coming back. Our heart energy is coming back. We're feeling more devoted and committed to our joy and to our fun and kind of this lighter energy and lighter side. But yesterday, that conjunction, woo-wee, that was definitely an interesting one. Uranus, for me, I feel like is very Already there and prominent in my chart, I have my moon and Uranus exact in Capricorn, second house at 6 degrees. So I get it. I like this energy, but it's also like either really forward and out there and external, or I kind of do internalize it because I do have retrograde Gemini in my chart. So look to where your chart is. Feel free to comment. I can elaborate a little bit more on that. But I'm going to read you guys this little passage here of Venus conjunct Uranus. So this transit can produce some rather unexpected events, for it influences you to seek excitement and new experiences through love and creativity. The effects can vary considerably because Uranus transit always produces unexpected consequences. This transit can produce unexpected disruption in an existing love relationship caused by your feeling that things have become dull and routine. Uranus wants to shake things up and change things. So we're really feeling like, okay, let's try something new. Experimentation is a big part of Uranus energy. So if it's not forthcoming, you may become quite irritable. You may feel like you need to break free of something or just change things up. And this is important to note with relationships because you don't want to just be like, throw the baby out with the bathwater. Or something unexpected but not necessarily favorable may happen. Venus relates to our values, our money, our love, our aesthetic, our relationships. Sometimes this transit suddenly produces a new relationship from a totally unexpected quarter or a person who is radically different from anyone you know. A relationship that begins under this transit is usually exciting but unstable. There may also be sudden financial gains under this transit, or if you're not careful, unexpected losses. But if you spend or invest your money wisely on this day, it should work out quite well. Whatever you do to amuse yourself today must be stimulating and different. You will not tolerate anything stale or routine. You're willing to experiment and you're not afraid of something new. So see where you have Uranus in your chart and how it's been aspecting Uranus and Taurus recently, and understand what that's done for you, how you can kind of give a moment of acknowledgement to that phase and that chapter of your life, really integrate it, really recalibrate that energy and that experience into your life. I know for me, it's been a tricky past couple of days. My youngest has been sick, so we've been watching him and getting him better. But he's Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and so for him, also for my husband, he's got Aquarius rising. So wherever you have Aquarius in your chart, you can also feel that energy a little bit amplified because Uranus rules Aquarius. So yeah, I hope you guys have been having a good week, really integrating all of that Aries energy that we went through with that stellium, with that new moon. It's like, all right, we're here, we're ready to go. We feel this change coming. We feel this swiftness coming. The downloads are coming in fast. And I know for me, it's really been helpful to move that energy through your body, to literally bypass the mind and the critical thinking and the criticism mind, put that aside for a second and let your body tell you what to do. Let your body remember, let your body move and be free. So that's some helpful advice right there, I would say. We've had a lot of interesting transits. Again, we had that conjunction with Venus and Uranus. We've got the Sun square Pluto happening tomorrow. We have this fixed energy, right? So Pluto transits are they're not super easy. They can be a little bit raw, a little bit challenging and transformational though. It helps us bring us to that space of change and breaking kind of this karmic cycle and repeating loops. So yeah, a little bit of that fear of the unknown with that Sun square Pluto. That's really going to show us, okay, Taurus here, we've got these, values, we're feeling deserving, but we're also feeling nervous. Pluto in Aquarius is scientific, experimental, it's the collective, and we don't have the answers. We have this kind of intuitive knowing. A lot of our intuition is strengthening, and we're really going to feel this big time for the full moon happening on the 1st of May in Scorpio at 11 degrees. So that's the transformation unveiled. That is the Phoenix moment, the death and rebirth, and really understanding how we've been manipulated in the past, how we've had cords attached to, people that are just not in our frequency, not in our space anymore, but there's this kind of lingering energy, and we really need to address that. We need to feel that clarity that, Scorpio transits can feel very intense, obviously, and it's about shadow work. It's about facing our fears and going deep and understanding the roots of these emotions of, betrayal, abandonment, hidden motives, this kind of psychological space. So after that, Aries new moon, we had this forward movement, we had this fire, this creativity. That full moon in Scorpio is going to feel kind of like this psychic cleanse and really reclaiming our sovereignty, which is I've been talking about with the themes of Aries and sovereignty and being bold, taking action really before we overthink it. We really have to, again, try to put ourselves in the body. Super important. And that leads me to a couple of announcements that I'm excited to make, you guys. I have been working on, you've seen in some of my videos, but I've been working on the Mars movement course, which is awesome, a way of individually recognizing and understanding and working with your personal Mars placement. So fire Mars, we're working with creativity and big, bold, open movements, and the other, the other personal placements, whatever it is that you have, really shows you, how you can work with that energy, your ideal workout, your ideal way of moving through the world, and finding a way that, is a nice filter for your body. So that's part of it. We've got Kyla's retreat next week. I'm so excited. We're going to be having the day retreat part of the Mars movement class. That's where I'm going to kind of launch and showcase that class. And there's the new studio downtown here in Crestone, the Source Yoga and Healing Center. I'm so excited to be offering a movement class there. We're going to be getting into our embodiment, into our feminine side, and really learning to move intentionally, to move with grace, to move with emotion. It's storytelling, and it's really empowering ourselves, being in a non-judgmental space where we can all come together, we can move, we can inspire each other, cheer each other on, and really build that confidence in a very authentic way. So I'm so excited for that. Last week was so fun to go live with Kyla. We're going to be doing more of that for sure. And some things to look forward to later in the summer. We got some things cooking. I am so excited. Can't share too much about that yet because they're still in the works. And that's kind of a lot of the energy too right now, you guys. There's a lot of things that are percolating and in the works, but we're in Taurus season. So we have to really pace ourselves, understand timing with it, not rushing things, fully putting ourselves into it, commitment and our loyalty into it, and it really shows. So we have Venus moving into Gemini today. We've got ideas coming through. We want to really lean into that curiosity of whatever is calling to us and be fun and adventurous and playful with it. That's the energy of Gemini. So tomorrow Uranus moves into Gemini. I'm super excited. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here. It means so much to me. I love having this time to share the perspective, let spirit channel the messages that need to come through, and I hope they reach the right people. So thank you for being here. You guys are amazing. Love you, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.